Mega Mike, the movie man, back here with another pre-game show. This is to prepare us for Jurassic World Dominion. This is going to come out real soon here for us this weekend. I know we're all excited for it. So this video is just to get our hype going, get some discussions going. We got 10 discussion topic questions, and I'm here joined by my co-host.
Last American Girl again. Yay!
Perfect. And so we're going to go through these 10 topic questions, the usual, and definitely just get through this to get our hype going even more. So starting with our first question here is, what do we think of the original Jurassic Park trilogy? Now, I did go back and rewatch the trilogy myself not too long ago. So I actually watched it on my 4K set. So for my physical media collectors out there, I just wanted to shout this one out real quick. Really great collection here. The 4K transfers are awesome, especially on the first movie. Make sure you pick this up. It's on sale on Amazon for, I think, about 30 or so bucks right now, which is super cheap. It was close to 80 bucks when it came out. So make sure you get on that if you're a physical media collector. But it was a great journey going back and watching those original trilogy movies again. I forgot how good that first Jurassic Park movie is. It is so good. It basically starts as like a fantasy adventure movie, and it's all kind of just going to the park and you're all kind of mysticized by these dinosaurs walking around, but then it completely does a 360 turn on genres and becomes a straight up horror movie where these people are trapped on an island with these vicious dinosaurs. They're trying to escape, and it is just madness. So I really like that first Jurassic Park movie because I'm a big horror fan. So really cool sequences in there. Last American Girl, what do you think of that first Jurassic Park movie?
That first Jurassic Park movie is a classic. I remember watching it over and over again when I was a kid, and it was just so impressionable as a kid to see all these dinosaurs, and even looking back at it now, like they look so real for the effects that were from when did it come out?
It came out, I want to say, my guess is 93, about around
See,
93.
it's older than I am, and it's more impressive than a lot of the movies that you even see nowadays.
Well,
And
the great thing was they used those practical effects, right? They used
mhm.
animatronics for a lot of it. Yeah, there were a few dinosaurs here and there. They did have to do visual effect work, and the visual effects don't keep up that good anymore. But the ones that were the practical animatronic effects, like the T-Rex face, I mean, that
Mhm.
thing is excellent. It is so cool. Again, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, fantastic movie. And then we were talking a little earlier, and we were saying that the next two are pretty good, but they're not as amazing as that first movie. I think that first Jurassic Park movie is going to live on for many, many more generations.
Yeah, that first one is so iconic just for a whole bunch of reasons. First, is directed by the best director of all time, Steven Spielberg. We all know he's the director GOAT, of course, but he does such a great job with that movie. And once again, it's hard to navigate those different genre switches, but it's done so perfectly. Also, the iconic score in it, that Jurassic Park theme song, however you want to say it, is so memorable. That song to me just plays over my mind all the time, just randomly will pop up. I mean, that is such a good cinematic score. It's so, isn't it so wonderful?
It is, and I have the same experience. I'll just be cruising along my day, and then all of a sudden the song comes into my head.
Yeah, I just visualize like the Jurassic Park gates opening up and then the song starts to
Mhm.
play and I'm like, ooh, I gotta go watch this movie again. It is so good. And also the characters, which we'll get to in a little bit, are just awesome in the first movie as well. But like I said,
Mhm.
we'll talk about that in the next question. But you mentioned the second and third movie, so I'll kind of touch upon those right now. Now, the second movie I don't like as much because it does go with a more darker tone and a lot more darker lighting, I guess you could say. Even
Mhm.
it's weird though, because Steven Spielberg also directed the second movie. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but I think he did direct that as well, The Lost World. But it's so different in styles. Like the first one has a lot of good lighting and it's something different. The second one goes a lot more darker, and then you lose out on some of the characters. It's really only Jeff Goldblum's character in that one. and yeah, Ian Malcolm. So the focus gets on him really. And then yeah, just kind of the main thing I remember from it is just really a T-Rex getting loose in San Diego. That's really the iconic moments there. Anything with the T-Rex. I know you were mentioning a moment you remember, Last American Girl. What was the moment that stuck out for you in that movie?
Yeah, the moment that stuck out for me is that scene with the RV. I think it's an RV or it's a truck or something. And just how it's the buildup on it with the water dropping, and it's just it stuck. And I don't remember much of the movie at all, but I do when I think of Jurassic Park, that's actually the scene I think about.
Yeah, they do use rain great in that movie.
Hmm.
So yeah, and they use rain great in the first movie as well. I will say that. So yeah, second movie to me, just kind of, definitely lower enjoyment for me than the first one. And then we get into the third movie, and the third movie is also kind of a, yeah, it's kind of a step down even under that one. It is a little bit forgettable. Now, I did go back and rewatch that some months ago, and it is a little bit better than I remember, but still not on the quality of the first one. They do bring Dr. Allen back, but that's pretty much it. They don't bring back, all the other main core characters at all. And so it's like they try to recapture the first one a little bit, going back into a brighter island setting. But I don't know, to
Hmm.
me, it never recaptured the magic of the first one. So yeah, unfortunately, Jurassic Park, The Lost World, Jurassic Park 3 to me are a little bit of a step down compared to the iconic original. So if I do go back and watch one, of course, it's Jurassic Park 1 all day, every day. But overall, I will say a thumbs up to the original trilogy. I do think it's pretty good. And the sequels aren't terrible by any means. They're just not as magical or rememberable as the first one, I would say. What do you think, Last American Girl? Would you say thumbs up to the original trilogy, or were those sequels just like to you?
Thumbs up to the original trilogy, because even though I don't remember them, I do remember enjoying them as a kid, and that's always a plus. And I know it was something that was fairly brand new. I mean, there's always been the Godzilla series, for example, when it comes to the big dinosaur monsters, but Jurassic Park is was something that like as a kid I could watch and then go to the museum about. So I think it kind of opens up kind of that kind of creativity for the kids, and I think that's going to live on for a very long time. So
That's perfect. Yeah. So thumbs up for the original trilogy. And that leads us perfectly into our second question here. What do we think of the original trilogy's characters? And you were just mentioning the dinosaurs, right? So let's talk a little bit about the dinosaurs. I mean, that's just like the world you want to be in as a kid. We all like dinosaurs. It's just kind of a fun thing. I don't know why they're so fascinating, but it's like you said, I guess like Godzilla, kind of like just giant monsters in a way. It's just very intriguing. And like you said, it kind of gets you wanting to go to some natural history museums, right? So you can kind
mhm,
of connect it. And it's fascinating because it's like, well, we have the fossils of the dinosaurs, so we knew they existed, but then we get it in movie form and we actually see them moving around all monster like. It's pretty exciting. So to me, I really like the dinosaurs. I thought they all, behaved in a way I guess a dinosaur would behave, even though we don't know exactly. But yeah, the carnivores were definitely terrifying, especially the raptors and the T-Rex, of course, from that first movie. To me,
mhm.
those raptors were absolutely terrifying when they like break into the kitchen and they're like hunting down
Their
the kids. Oh yeah, with
claws.
the claws and the scratching, and they're like hunting down the kids. Like to me, the raptors. I mean, maybe they're even more scarier than the T Rex because I don't know. You can just see those raptors are they're up to no good, right? They even have that line in the movie where they get the hunter, right? They get behind the
Mhm.
hunter, and the hunter's like, "Oh, clever girl," right? And then
Ah, yeah.
the raptor gets him. So yeah, the
My
raptors are
cousin's
terrifying.
graduation cap had the clever girl.
See, that's such a good
Yeah.
line. I think that's also another reason why that movie gets so iconic. There's some really good lines in that movie. And so yeah, the T-Rex was great, especially when it was practical with the animatronic T-Rex head. I think that worked really great. So yeah, dinosaurs were a plus for me. Except for now, the CGI dinosaurs don't keep up as well, but hey,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do about it? I mean, yeah, that's the technology they had to work with. And then, of course, we're going to have the human characters we get to talk about here. Now, I did like the human characters in that Jurassic Park 1 movie. I think it was interesting how they had a lot of doctor characters in it. So they had a lot of scientists in there. And I think all of them worked well, and they all had their different personalities, right? You had
Mhm.
like Dr. John Hammond, who's the businessman who owns the park, I guess you could say, and he wants to make it into a venture where he can open it up to the public, right? Like a theme park.
Uh-huh.
So that's an interesting perspective. But then he has to, because something goes haywire, has to get some other doctors to come in to approve and basically certify that's actually okay to open, right? But then they all have their different personalities too. So Jeff Goldblum as Ian Malcolm, to me, he is my favorite human character. Jeff Goldblum is great in everything he does. He totally is just Jeff Goldblum, but it works perfect every time.
He's so cool.
He's
He's
so
like
good.
the original cool guy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just his style. I don't know, his demeanor, just how he
Mhm.
looks, how he acts, and he has some really good lines in the movie too. He's always mentioning like life finds a way.
Mhm.
Another one I really like is you know what, your scientists were so preoccupied with what they could do, they never thought what they should do. And so
Mhm.
that's a really powerful line right there. So I really like that line. So to me, yeah, Dr. Ian Malcolm's just perfect. And then you have the other two doctors, Dr. Alan Scott, I believe it is, and then the actress, who was the actress?
Laura Dern.
Laura Dern, yes, her character as well. I think her name was Ali, if I'm remembering.
Mhm.
And so they're great as well. They have different personalities too, and they kind of get on board with going to the park after they hear that their little dig site's going to be funded a few more years, right? So
Yeah.
they all have their little different goals and different personalities there. But I connect with each of the characters, and I want to make sure that they live through this thing when the dinosaurs start going haywire. Even with the kids, right? The grandkids as well. It's like you're terrified that these dinosaurs are going to get these kids too. So I think by being able to connect to the characters, that's what makes the first movie so strong, in my opinion. The more subsequent sequels, though, I don't connect as much to the characters. But what do you think, Last American Girl, of the characters?
I like the characters, as you were saying, that they're all so different, but they're still also smart, and that's it's basically what, like, I mean, we've had conversations about, let's say, superheroes and the Avengers, and how they're all so smart in their own ways. They're all doctors, they're all professionals. It's the same thing, but minus the superpowers.
Mhm.
With these characters, and how one can be so intelligent, so smart, but also be 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 really cool and work with dinosaurs. And I think that's something that, like, again, kids will look up to. And how each individual character gets presented in their personality. Like, these are characters that live on forever, and I'm very excited to see them come back in the New York film.
Yeah, they feel like real people, right? Real people
Mhm.
that you could actually connect to. So that's wonderful. So this will get us to our third question here. And what do we think of the newer Jurassic World movies, right? Because we had our original trilogy, then they did a couple Jurassic World movies, I guess, to capitalize on their IP, right? I mean, you got Jurassic Park, got to do something with it, right? Got to get that cash, right? So they do
Mhm.
the Jurassic World movies. Now, I was pretty afraid of these movies. I didn't know if they were going to be good because, sequels, are either hit or miss. Usually they're, sometimes they can definitely be misses a lot of the times, but sometimes they do have some good ones. So there's always some optimism there. But I do like, I think I would say I do like these Jurassic World movies. In particular, I do like the first Jurassic World movie a lot. Not as much as Jurassic Park 1, definitely not as much. but maybe I like Jurassic World more than Jurassic Park: The Lost World and Jurassic Park 3. I think Jurassic World I may like a little bit more. But once again, it's because they go to characters, which I really like. They bring in a Chris Pratt, which is our main lead here, and he's Owen, and he is great. He's awesome. He's so charming, that actor. And he's all working with the different raptors and training them, and he like befriends his like go-to raptor is Blue, and so that's a really cool bond to see. And then you have uh, Bryce Dallas Howard, who I guess is the romantic interest, sort of, but I don't know, she's kind of standoffish to Owen. They had some issues on their first date, apparently, in that Jurassic World movie. But yeah, I think she's a good character as well. Once again, they bring back kids in here, I guess, to have higher stakes. Like, hey, we don't want things to happen to the kids, right?
To the
I mean,
kids.
you would think like, okay, things are happening to the adults, that's bad enough, but hey, you really want to raise the stakes and get the kids in there again. So that is kind of repeated. So it does feel like it's a little bit of a repeat of Jurassic Park, kind of like how Star Wars: The Force Awakens was kind of a repeat of Star Wars 4: A New Hope, right? But this
Mhm.
one just does it bigger, right? It's a whole Jurassic like massive theme park now. And there's just more dinosaurs to see in this one. But I thought all the dinosaurs, well, we'll talk about them in the next question, but I think they did do a good job capturing a Jurassic World theme park environment. So I like the first Jurassic World. What do you think of the first Jurassic World, Last American Girl?
I really liked it, and I liked the how believable the modernization of it was, like the rationale behind why they, after the disaster of the first three movies, they brought back the park. Like it's the way they did the trauma, it's just very, very believable. And the modernization of all of the attractions and how the the dinosaurs they move them to be more impressive for the kids because the kids are bored. It just feels very even though it is a dinosaur movie, it just feels very, very real to me.
Oh yeah,
And that's
and the
Mhm.
CGI is definitely improved, which is good, better visual effects now. So I think all the dinosaurs in the Jurassic World movie are CGI. I believe so.
I think
I don't
so.
Yeah, I don't think any of them are practical effects or animatronics, but at least the CGI improved now. So, it looks a little bit more believable rather than the original Jurassic Park movie. So that's good to have that upgrade. And then we get into Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, I know this one is a little bit more uh, divisive, I guess you would say. Some
Mhm.
people like this one, some people don't. I personally like this one because they did something a little bit different. It doesn't go in the way you expect it to. It basically it basically becomes like a horror slasher movie where it's like one right where it's like one dinosaur character is like really just hunting down these people in a like manner of sort, right? It's just
Mhm.
that's really what becomes the main focus of the movie. But originally, like, you kind of think it's going to be something different, maybe. And so to me, that kind of threw me off a little bit, but I thought it worked okay at the end of the day. What do you think of that Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom?
I liked it too. Like you said, there's it's just a little it goes in a different direction, but it was good. Like I would actually I rewatched that one. And it also has some very iconic scenes with like the glass and the dinos, and you're at the edge of this your seat with that one. And that's something that I did enjoy
No, perfect. Yeah, so I would say thumbs up for the Jurassic World movie so far. Would you say thumbs
so
up?
far.
Okay,
So far.
perfect.
I mean, they're
All
not
right.
as great as first, but
Yeah, it's tough to meet the first though. So I never try to go in expecting it's going to be on the level of the first, but I'm just like, give me still a good movie. Give me a good movie, continue the story, give me some characters we can like. And that's perfect. That leads us to our fourth question here. What do we think of the Jurassic World characters? I know I already mentioned a couple of them. I got a little ahead of myself, but I was just so excited to mention Chris Pratt because Chris Pratt, I mean, he's just awesome as an actor. I really think he's relatable, so he's a good lead to have in these movies. But also, just to talk about the dinosaurs here, Blue is a standout in himself, right?
so cute.
Blue, yeah, Blue is just a cool looking dinosaur. You got the blue stripe with it. so it makes it recognizable. But just to see their connection and how they work together is really entertaining, and that's probably going to be a big component to this next movie as well.
I
So I'm
think the
excited.
trailer said that like they're bringing in her baby,
Yeah.
little baby,
Yeah,
baby.
so they know blue is definitely a selling point for them. Everybody likes that dinosaur. Then we have the villainous dinosaurs there. We had the Indominus
Andromeda's Rex,
Rex. Yes.
Andromeda's in
Yeah, I think it's something like that. They said they picked that name to make it sound like terrifying, but something you could still pronounce.
I
I thought that was really
yeah,
interesting.
here we
But
are having trouble pronouncing it.
well, what do you expect? I mean,
Roger
all these dinosaurs have tough names to pronounce, except for like T-Rex, but I mean, that's a short nickname of Tyrannosaurus Rex. So
Tyrannosaurus.
we got to give nicknames to all of them, I guess.
They all
But
need
yeah,
names like Blue.
yeah, blue. There, hey, we'll color code each of all of them. This color code name.
Color
Okay.
code the dinosaurs.
And so, yeah, I think that Rex dinosaur in the Jurassic World movie is pretty terrifying, but it does feel like it's kind of going back to the same thing again. Like it's still like a T-Rex, but it's just genetically modified. So, oh,
To
now it
be
can
like a snake frog
yeah, it
and
can camouflage itself. It's like super intelligent, right? It can do like some
has like
plotting.
the infrared vision.
Oh yeah, yeah, and it cannot like be detected by the thermal detecting as well, so it can do
Mhm.
some things like that.
Yeah.
I thought it was an okay dinosaur villain to have. To me, it's like, well, what are you gonna really do with dinosaur villains? I don't, you can't really do too much there, I guess. I mean, besides going bigger, and having more like of those traits, I guess, to make it more terrifying. But I mean, what else are you going to do with a villain? So I thought the villain was okay in Jurassic World. Now, the one in Jurassic World, Fallen Kingdom. I'm trying to remember the name here. I can't think of the name. But was it more of a raptor or a T-Rex in it? I don't know. What I remember with the Fallen Kingdom one, I just know it felt like a very mustache twirling villain, where it's very like, oh, you could tell like it's like, oh, it's very
Right.
mischievous.
And with the mansion. Yeah.
Yes, yes. To me, that's what that villain felt like, and he even would like play dead and things like that, and then get the guards and whatnot. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, I mean, once again, they go back again to, I guess, dinosaurs that are either bigger or smarter in some way for the villain.
Mhm.
And I guess that's what they can do there.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, so
So I
the
wonder what they're gonna do with this one.
yeah, that's I'm wondering too on that one. So I do like blue. The dinosaur villains are okay. The human characters are pretty decent. Chris Pratt really good. Last American Girl. What do you think of Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard?
Chris Pratt is an actor, very good. I like him in this role. He's very cool, funny, smart. Something that I mean you look for in a lead. And I like kind of the background they give him and how he has that really nice relationship with Blue. I love Dallas Howard's character, and she's again empowering women in the series, always in her high heels and running around, and she's really great. I really like her character, and I like that the way that they always bring her back in the way that she's not just a romantic interest. So I like that. And who else? The
Oh,
dinosaur
the dinosaurs and the kid characters.
and the kid characters. The kid characters, as we said, that always adds that extra stake to it, and you're rooting for the kids. And again, they give them like a tragic backstory with like divorces and stuff.
Yeah. Well, I do have to mention the one kid does irritate me a little bit in Fallen Kingdom at
Oh,
that with the ending,
hmm,
right? Because I mean, spoiler warning if you haven't seen Fallen Kingdom, but it's been out for a long time. She releases all the dinosaurs, right?
hmm.
Right? No thought process to it. We don't have a collaboration discussion really. It's very quick. They're talking about it. Should we do this? Should we do that? And she's like, oh, release.
Mm.
And then they just all release. I'm like, wow,
Okay.
this kid just made a big decision for everybody on the planet Earth. I feel like we should have had
Mhm.
a little bit more of a brainstorm session here.
Mhm.
This may not turn out so well. So that
But
that
it
was,
was great setup for the next movie.
yeah, they had to do it. I mean, what else were they going to do? So I mean, that makes sense. And then how did you like the dinosaurs overall?
I like the dinosaurs. We were saying that they just try to make them bigger, scarier, smarter, and that's exactly what happens. What happens here? So dinosaurs are dinosaurs, and they're really cool. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel all the little extra things that they give them make it a little more overwhelming and a little less into the reality of oh, this could be a thing, and more into this is so obviously fiction.
Fiction, right? So yeah, so obviously a fantasy. Once they start doing the genetic, I guess, slicing, you would call it, that definitely is like, okay, yeah, now we're making some leaps here, of course.
Yeah.
But I do like some of the other dinosaurs they brought in. Now that I remember, the pterodactyls were pretty awesome in Jurassic World. Those were super terrifying. So that was a crazy scene. The water one, whatever the water one's called, that's like, I guess, like kind of like the represent like a Sea World kind of thing, right? A water show. That
Oh,
one
have you
that
been on
takes
the ride at Universal?
um, well, I'm just saying in Jurassic World movie, isn't there that water one that pops up and
Yeah,
ends up eating the, yeah, Indominus Rex?
yeah,
And so,
he's on the Universal ride, and he's really cool.
oh, he
See? They're all the
okay,
same.
yeah. So I do like that one. Um, they do show off my favorite dinosaur in that movie too. The things called ankylosaurus, like the tank
Mhm,
ones. So yeah, there's a good mixture. I think they do a good variety of dinosaurs in the Jurassic World movies. That's probably where I would say I would actually give them like a little thumbs up plus there. So I think they add in more dinosaurs, give us a little bit more of a variety there. So I do like that addition. But let's go into our next question here. This is going to be our question 5. What do we think of the Jurassic World Dominion trailers so far? Now, I did just rewatch the trailer again, and you know what? I'm feeling a little underwhelmed by this trailer because I feel like it's very atmospheric, which is all nice. There's a big focus on Blue, right? Like you mentioned, Blue apparently has a baby, and it looks like the main mission is to go save the Blue baby, right? He has to keep that promise. Even Dr. Ian Malcolm's like, he made a promise to a dinosaur. What's going on here?
yeah,
Now, why I'm underwhelmed by that is because apparently this is supposed to be the last one in this Jurassic World trilogy, right? So I want it to be epic scale action, like dinosaur wars. Like I want it to be like Braveheart with dinosaurs. Like I want, and what I feel like they might be doing here is pulling a fast one on us, where
mhm,
it's kind of like that last uh Planet of the Apes movie. I think it was called War for Planet of the Apes.
mhm.
It's called War, but
Hmm.
it's really
Done a
like a
review for
small,
those?
huh? Oh,
Have you done a review for
I haven't reviewed those. But I just
okay.
remember that it said war. So
Mhm.
I was hoping big war, epic scale battles, and it was like a little skirmish battle. I'm like, what is this? This this is the final one. I want some wars. So like with this one, I want some epic dinosaur action wars. And I feel like what this trailer is giving us is more small scale mission. We got to go rescue the blue baby, and that's the main objective there. So what do you think of these trailers so far? I'm a little underwhelmed myself.
I like the trailers, but opposite of you, I like it for the how atmospheric it is. The For me, the what I like about these and what I like so much about the first one is that those big open scenes. I think they were filmed in Hawaii. Um,
Oh,
with like on locations. I like the cinematography that goes into this, and I feel like this movie is definitely gonna have more of that. I'm not too big on CGI, so I like kind of the direction that the trailers seem to be headed for. And
Yeah, the cinematography did look great. I'm glad you brought that up. The environments look really cool. Looks like they have a variety of environments in there, like the snowy scenes look really interesting. So I think it's gonna be cool to see the dinosaurs, I guess, in different environments on Earth. That's gonna be kind of cool. Um, but it's Jurassic World Dominion. I don't know. I feel like when I hear that, I'm like, I want them just kind of tearing through cities, like, like
like everyone's hiding.
yeah, right. Because I mean, if there's dinosaurs running around wild, they can't be all just peaceful. So that's why I wonder how large scale this movie is going to go.
Hmm.
And I didn't get that sense from the trailer. I felt like it's more giving a smaller scale, which is okay, if it does, simpler mission. But if it's a third movie in a trilogy, I want more. That's all I'm saying. And we've
Yeah.
seen some other trailer spots. I know I saw the IMAX preview of it with Fast and Furious 9. They gave us some more background story to the Jurassic Park franchise. That was pretty cool. They've even shown us some trailer clips with like a T-Rex at a movie theater drive-in. That was kind of cool. So
That's cute.
maybe, yeah, maybe that's where we'll get some action in there. So
Hmm.
maybe smaller scale action scenes like that. We'll have to see how it plays out. So it seems like Last American Girl, you like the trailers though
Hmm.
overall.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think I'm excited for Baby Blue, and I think I do like the rescue missions. So
Okay.
I think it's gonna give it a good story and more of I guess, a memorable story, which is all I could ask for in these movies.
So they got you with the baby blue dinosaur. So that's what they do with like the baby Yoda. It's the same thing. Okay, all
Yeah,
right. And
that's
and
my
then I'm
pet.
just wondering too. You have it back there?
I have a bedroom Pascal with his Baby Yoda here.
Oh, there you go. Oh, nice. And so I'm wondering though, because we did see in the trailers, we're getting all the characters, well, the main characters, right? We're getting the
Mhm.
classic characters, we're getting the newer characters, and so it looks like they're all meeting, right? Their paths are gonna cross in some way. I do hope though it's not just like a quick little reunion. I do hope each of them get like a shining moment in the movie and they actually have a big purpose of being there, something they can contribute. I hope it's not like, oh, hello, wave to the camera, fan service, look at us. You guys remember us from Jurassic Park, right? I
Mhm.
hope they have a purpose to the mission, right? Like an actual big,
Yeah.
large part to play. That's the only thing I'm worried about because sometimes when they do legacy characters, they get sidelined and they're only in like maybe the end of the movie or like one scene.
Mhm.
And I hope they don't do that. So that's kind of where I get a little hesitant.
We'll see. I really like the characters and how they're bringing them back. So I think that I don't think we should be too worried, but
Okay.
you never know.
We need more Jeff
Trailers can be
Goldblum
misleading.
lines. We need more Ian
Mhm.
Malcolm lines.
More
Hey,
iconic.
if I get some good solid lines in here, I will be a happy camper. All right, getting into our question 6 here, and I know we touched on this question a little bit already. What are we looking forward to see in this movie? So let's just go with what's our number one thing we are looking forward to. So for me, it's going to be, can they make this one large scale? Is there going to be some epic dinosaur battles? That's what I'm hoping happens, even though we did not get that in the trailer. I'm hoping they give us a big surprise. There's a big dinosaur throwdown in like a massive city, and it's just chaos. Maybe dinosaurs running around in Las Vegas or something like that. I think that'd be awesome. Maybe some people riding on some T-Rex in the battle. I don't know. Just Braveheart that thing. Let's see where it goes. Let's get bonkers with it. That's what I'm looking forward to. Don't know if it's gonna happen, but that'd be all. Could you imagine that? Like people riding on pterodactyls and like some people on some raptors. Like, yeah, just going in epic scale battle. That'd be so cool. Hopefully we get something kind of like that, even though we probably won't get something fully in my vision. What do you think, Last American Girl? What's the number one thing you're looking forward to in this movie?
Action.
So
I
some
look
action.
forward to the action. I I don't know if I'd go as far as riding dinosaurs, but definitely some big fight scenes, some cinematography there, and I mean, I always hope the story is good, but like with any big monster movie, I want to see the monster.
Yeah, normally I would say, let's go to the story, right? Let's get a really good emotional kind of story in there. But this is a summer blockbuster. We got to live up to the action of this one, right? We want a big summer action kind of movie here. So, yeah, definitely hope we get to see some cool action scenes, and hopefully they didn't show us everything in the trailers. So, let's get into our next question here, our question 7 here. What do we think of the cast for this movie? Now, we already mentioned some of this, that we're getting legacy characters, right? The classic characters, and then we're getting our newer world characters. They're apparently colliding together, which is great. Hopefully, they all have a major part to play. Hopefully, they have some good banter back and forth, especially, of course, Dr. Ian Malcolm. He's my go to Jeff Goldblum. I hope he has some really good standout scenes there. So I know those are probably going to be the main characters in the movie, but I wonder, are there going to be other characters involved in this story? Because I feel like it may get a little too overstuffed, this movie. What do you think, Last American Girl? Do you think they're going to throw in a lot of side cast of characters here?
I think so. We always need to put the kids at stake, so
So
they
there's
may
going to be
need to
kids in this one again,
be
right?
kids.
I wonder, is it probably going to be the same girl from the last movie? I'm guessing, isn't it? Right? Did we
Mhm.
see her in the trailer? Trying to
I don't
remember.
recall, but I think the way the story should be going, they might bring
Yeah.
her in.
Yeah, so they'll definitely have, at least one kid character. That's kind of the main thing, I guess, of Jurassic Park. I
Mm.
wonder if they'll bring back any other legacy characters. What if we get I don't know, who else could they might bring back some obscure characters, but we'll at least get the main characters.
Or maybe like the kids from the original movie. That'd be
Oh,
really cool.
now that would be a good little twist there. I mean, it wouldn't be like a Spider-Man level twist, right? But
No, but
it would still be kind of cool. It'd be, hey, but I don't know if I didn't really look into the cast list for this one,
mhm.
so it will be a nice little shock and surprise if they do show up, and that would be cool. I think they should be in this one. That way, you can really recapture the whole cast of that original movie. Even though we're not going to get Dr. Hammond, I think he passed away, if I'm recalling. That actor, correct me if I'm wrong. Definitely let me know in the comments. But I think so. He won't be in it. And then I'm wondering, oh, what would be awesome? What if we got Samuel L. Jackson in this movie? Remember, he's one of the scientists in the first
Yeah,
movie. He was a side character, but that would be awesome for the fans. It would just be something
that'd
completely
be cool.
random, but I think it'd be
Have
really
him come in and
cool.
yell at everyone.
Yes. And then what about? I wonder if we'll get. I don't know if we'll get any other characters. Well, we'll have to see. But I just hope that whatever character they put in here, once again, they serve a large purpose to the story. They get their shiny moment, something interesting, something entertaining, and it's not just all about the fan service. I hope we actually get something from them. That's once again my only little concern there. But let's get into our question 8 here. And this is basically what are our overall expectations for this movie. Now, do I think this is going to be the best Jurassic World movie? Well, this movie is a very long movie. It's over 2 hours and 20 minutes. It's like 2 hour 26, something like that.
I didn't
So they
read
have,
that.
yeah, it's a long movie. So they have to be planning something pretty special for this movie. We're going to get a lot of sequences here. So I think it has the potential to be the best Jurassic World movie, especially you're bringing back all the cast members. So it can be really fun and entertaining in that way. Do I think it's going to be the best though? That means you would have to beat the first Jurassic World movie. Yeah, I could see it happening. Yeah, I'm gonna be optimistic on this one. Now, do I think it's gonna get on the level of Jurassic Park? No way, not happening. Highly doubt it. And I'm not always that person that's like, oh, the original is always the best. No one can beat the original. Sequels are terrible. I'm not that person. There's a lot of sequels that I think are better than the original. But Jurassic Park original is just so good and so iconic that it would be tough to top it. But we have seen, Top Gun Maverick was way better than the first Top Gun movie. So there's always a possibility out there, right? So I'm going to try to be a little bit optimistic on this one. But at the very least, even if it's not the best Jurassic World movie, I hope it's just a fun action blockbuster. It's entertaining. It's a popcorn movie. You can just kick back, relax, see some cool dinosaurs on screen, and not be bored. Now, if it ends up being boring, that's going to be really disappointing because then somebody should have edited out some scenes. 2 hour, 20 minute is really, really long for some dinosaurs. So you better be keeping a good pace and you better be keeping me entertained the whole time. That's the only thing I get worried about. Last
What's
American
your
Girl.
excitement level?
My excitement level, if we're going out of a score here. Okay, so like Jurassic Park is not my go-to franchise. It's not like my top 5 or anything like that. I'm a superhero fan, so superheroes are going to be my first genre of choice. But I do really like the Jurassic Park franchise overall. It is my favorite ride at Universal Studios, hands down. That's definitely my favorite ride, so that boosted up a little bit. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go conservative on this one. 7 out of 10. Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
go 7 out of 10, which I still think is good for being the sixth movie in a franchise.
Mhm.
That's still really good. What do you think, Last American Girl? Where's your expectations at?
I'm at 6.
Okay.
This isn't something that, I've been looking forward to for a while and, all of that. So, like, the build up for it hasn't been the road to it hasn't been too long. But, regardless, the trailers do have me interested, and this is definitely something that I will be going going on to see. So that level of excitement is still there. It's
Okay, a 6 out of 10 isn't
yeah,
bad,
it's
right? I
not.
mean, you're still
It's just
above
excitement.
5. Yeah, you're above the halfway point. Is this one you're gonna be seeing with like all your family? Is this like a
Mhm.
take out the whole family movie? Okay, so that's
Yeah.
good. So if they give you all some good action, blockbuster fun, I mean, what more could you ask for from a dinosaur movie, right?
From a yeah.
Now let's get into our question 9 here. Question 9. What do we think of the Rotten Tomato score and some critic responses so far? So last time I checked, we were at 78%, and
Mhm.
that's pretty good. That's a solid score. It's above 50%. To me, anything getting into like 70s plus is pretty good. Now,
Mhm.
it's not going to be Top Gun Maverick level. It's not going to be a high 90%er. No, no, no. Unfortunately, if it was, know what? I'd be super hyped for this movie if it was above a 90%. That's what would
Yeah.
get me hyped up because, I'm still like pretty excited after Top Gun Maverick, how many people like that. So this one being at a 78%, yeah, I'm just kind of like, it's a decent score. It's pretty good, but it doesn't get my hype level super up there. That's why I'm still like at a 7 out of 10, right? They gave
Mhm.
it a 70 score. I'm at 7 out of 10. But I do think this is a good sign because that means mostly all the critics liked it, right? Close to about, 8 out of 10 of them, or I think 80 out of 100 of them gave it a thumbs up. To me,
Mhm.
that's a good sign. So I think we'll at least like it, but I don't know if we'll be like in love with the movie. I don't know if it's going to be like, oh, this is the movie we're going to remember for all of time. No, it's not going to be a Top Gun Maverick level movie. I don't think it could be, could surprise me. Who knows? But I don't think it's going to be there. And I've been reading some of the reviews, well, at least just kind of like descriptive views on the Rotten Tomato scores. And the vibe I'm getting from it is that people in general like it, but it's nothing super fresh. It's nothing new, innovative. It's exactly what you're expecting out of a Jurassic World movie, which can be good and it can be bad. It's like, consistent entertainment. It's like, okay, we're not going to be disappointed by it, but we're not going to be blown away by it either. So
Mhm.
it kind of works in favor of it, but also kind of against it at the same time. So, Last American Girl, what do you think of the Rotten Tomato score and any of these critic responses so far?
I know in our last review we had this conversation about how I feel about Rotten Tomato reviews, and I wasn't particularly looking at it for Top Gun for Top Gun Maverick, and it ended up being very true.
Oh, they were real right
Yeah,
on
they were
Top Gun
spot on.
Maverick.
So now I'm trying to be a little bit more open-minded about it. And as far as the dinosaur movie, I think that 70 score is pretty good. And the only thing I feel that may have been in that case, the turning point as to whether or not they give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down is the length.
Mm.
A lot of people don't like long movies, myself included. But
Oh,
if it's
I do not like
justifiable,
long movies either.
if it's justified, then that's great, and maybe that's why there was a higher percentage
Yeah,
score.
to me, there's only been a few movies in history that
Mhm.
justify a long length. And yeah, to me, maybe this one does. Maybe it does, but I don't know. 2 hour 20 minute for dinosaurs. I don't know. I don't know. I'm trying to
But
remember
it could be like
how long was Top Gun Maverick about? Was it
it
was
wasn't
it
that long.
okay? It wasn't over the 2 hour mark.
I don't think so, or at least it didn't feel that way.
Yeah, see, it had really good
Mhm.
pacing though. So I think that's going to be the key. How is the pacing of the movie? Is it entertaining throughout? Is there no like kind of stale, boring spots? And that's why the trailer got me scared because it wasn't very
Mhm.
action pack heavy, like boom bomb, like really
Yeah.
like in your face. It felt very like atmospheric, very simple, just very like, ugh. So if you're not going to show me the big stuff in the trailer, is it because you're saving it for the movie, or is it because there's not much big stuff in the movie? That could be an issue.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking like, for example, my favorite big monster movie is Pacific Rim,
Oh yeah,
and I remember that one being very long, but it was just so good.
oh yeah,
So
that
that's
movie was
that's
fun.
kind of those are the standards that I hold these movies up to.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like in that like Godzilla versus Kong range. Like I had fun time with that movie. Not a
Mhm.
great story, but just a fun monster action throwdown. So I'll be okay if the movie is like that. So this gets to our 10th and final question here. How do we think this movie is going to do at the box office? Now, to me, it's a Jurassic Park movie. This is a safe bet. If you're taking odds in Vegas, you want to bet on a Jurassic Park movie. I'm saying that this one is globally, it's going to make over 1 billion easily, no doubt in my mind. By the end of its theatrical run, it's above 1 billion. I would not be surprised if it even gets past 1.5 billion. It seems like a lot of people like these movies, especially in the world market. In other countries, it's very popular as well. I guess dinosaurs are an easy selling point. Everybody loves
Everyone
dinosaurs.
loves dinosaurs.
Yeah, so to me, I wouldn't be surprised if it got globally over 1.5. I think the last couple Jurassic World movies were around that one. At least the first Jurassic World movie, I think, was about that range. So to me, that's a pretty safe bet. Now, in terms of opening weekend, I would go 250 million. Yeah, yeah, I would
Wow.
go 250 million. I mean, Top Gun Maverick did amazing, right? It did over what? Didn't it get like 230 million, something like that?
Yeah,
And I was predicting way low for that. I'm like, this,
I know.
oh, no, wait, it
It
was
was
a
very
hundred.
we were
Well,
saying
no,
it was
no, it
very
was
niche.
130, right? It might have been 130, but I was predicting way low. I was predicting like, 60 million, something like that. So now I got to be more aggressive in my predictions. And for a Jurassic Park movie, I think people are going to rush out to see this one opening weekend. You get a lot of premium screens for this movie. So, people might want to see it on IMAX, 3D, that type of thing. So, yeah, 250. Well, I was definitely say over 150. It could push to 250. Wouldn't be surprised if it got past 200 million. But that's kind of where I'm at with it because to me, these Jurassic World movies have done so good. Why would not the third one in the trilogy do just as good or even better? Especially if they're saying this is the closing chapter to this
Yeah.
trilogy. I feel like people are going to want to see it, especially with the legacy characters coming back. They might just go out, even if they're Jurassic Park 1 fans, to see it. So I think that's going to get more people in. What do you think, Last American Girl?
I think it can reach to the billion, but I think it's going to take a little longer to get there. I don't think it's going to be one of those box office crashers where everyone just runs to go see it. Especially since it's such a what I would consider a family movie, something that you take the kids out to, your family with. Is it
So
a
you
date
don't
movie?
you don't think
I'm
this is
totally wrong.
a rush out to kind of movie?
Exactly, but I do think that
Mhm.
it's something that everyone will see.
Yeah, it's definitely
And
gonna have some legs on it. Like you said, families bringing out the kids to it. I'm sure some rewatchability here. Maybe the parents see it first and then they're like, "Oh, it was so good. Let's bring back the kids." Kind of like that superhero movie effect. Yeah, it could be that way. The reason
for
why
the timing that it's coming out, this week is graduation, so all the kids are leaving for summer break. So, and I mean, at least where I am, we're at 100 degrees,
oh yeah. Well,
and
then you may want to go to the theater,
we
get
want to
that
go to
nice
the
air
movies.
conditioning.
Mhm.
So I think this movie can do good. Definitely over the long run. I think we're both pretty safe betting over the long run. We think it's going to do quite good. I do think there's going to be a little bit more rush out to it though opening weekend. And reason why I think more so than the other Jurassic World movies is because of the legacy characters. I
Mhm.
think there might be some shocks and surprises in there. Like we said, there could be some characters they're keeping hidden, and maybe some people want to go early on to not get spoiled on it. So I don't think it's going to have any spoilers on the level of a superhero movie or
Yeah.
anything like
Yeah.
that, right? But I do think there might be some things in there people are hoping to see, so they may not want to get spoiled. They might go to it. And to me, I go back Top Gun Maverick. Nobody thought that was going to do as good as it did. It got a lot of people back to the theater, and I think Jurassic World Dominion doesn't have much competition this weekend. I mean, this is the movie for this weekend. And now
Yeah.
people have already seen Top Gun Maverick maybe a couple times over the last 2 weekends. So I think this is going to be the movie to go to this weekend. And I don't see much competition for it.
Yeah, my sister and I were wanting to go to the movies on Tuesday because they do the, discount movie Tuesdays at our theater, and, we looked at it and it was just all Top Gun Maverick.
Mm.
So, I mean, we're gonna go see it again, but
I know, like
it's nice too.
yeah, even talking about Jurassic World Dominion right now, I'm still thinking about Top Gun Maverick in the back of my mind. And I already seen the movie twice, but I will
Mhm.
have that thought of when I'm at the movie theater in line. I know I'm going to see Jurassic World Dominion, but in my mind, I'm kind of like,
What it's
ooh,
like.
should I go Top Gun Maverick? Should I do a double feature here? Ooh,
2.5 hours long, no.
yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true. That ruins double feature plans. Yeah, if it was like each 2 hours or under 2 hours, okay. But yeah, once you get over 2 hours, then definitely not. So are you feeling pretty safe in that globally after the long run? Where would you put the mark at? Above a
I'll put it at
billion?
the billion. Ah,
At 1 billion?
ah, mhm,
Okay, you're not gonna get it to
no.
1.5? Ooh, not 1.5. Okay. You know what would be outrageous is if this movie got to 2 billion.
Oh, that would
Could
be
you
outrageous.
imagine how many movies in history? I think we're maybe at are we at a couple movies now? Maybe three or
I
four.
don't know.
Yeah.
What's the highest grossing movie?
Avatar, then
Avatar.
Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
I think those are the two that got above 2 billion. And those are the top two, but then there's like Titanic that's really high up there. Um,
My favorite movie.
Titanic, and there you go. See. But I will be super impressed if this can get to 2 billion. But I'm gonna still confident at the 1.5 mark. So you're at the 1 billion mark. I'm at the 1.5 billion. But no
I'm
matter what,
also a little about how this is gonna, like I said, this is gonna play out. I don't know when. I think it's going to be around in the theaters for a very long time.
oh yeah.
But as far as like the first couple weeks, I think at the billion.
Yeah, I think this movie, like you said, it's gonna be around a long time in theaters. It's gonna have to be in theaters at least a couple months, if not more,
Yeah,
maybe
for the
2, 3
kids.
months out of it. I could see it lasting quite a bit of time. Yes.
Mhm.
So, well, that does it for our 10 main questions here. Let's just go over just kind of our last minute quick thoughts and we'll sign off here. So, once again, I'm decently excited for this movie. I hope this was a great discussion for everybody. We got some people's hype level up. Definitely leave in the comments below how excited you are for this movie. What's your favorite Jurassic Park movie? When the last time you watched the Jurassic Park movies? Let's
What
have
your
the
favorite dinosaur is? I'm very curious.
Oh, my favorite dinosaur is the Ankylosaurus, the tank.
Ankylosaur.
Yeah, it's a very unpopular choice, but it's the one. It's on 4 legs. It's like the tank one with the shell on its back, like a turtle shell,
Ah,
basically, right? And it has
oh, with the club.
the club on its
Yeah,
tail.
okay.
I've always liked that one for some weird reason. I know nobody picks that one, so I do like to be a little bit different with it. But I do like that one. I just think it's a cool one. And hey, it's useful. It has that armor. It was able to kind of defend itself from that Indominus Rex
Yeah,
dinosaur
yeah.
for a little while until it like flipped it over and was like, no shell on the bottom of you. Yeah. Yeah. Then
Oh.
yeah.
There's I want to say, have you seen a Camp Cretaceous on
I
Netflix?
have not. No, that's that
Really
animated
cute.
show.
It's really cute, and one of the main dinosaurs is a baby. One in
Oh.
it.
Have
Really
you
cute.
seen all the seasons of that one? Because there's quite
No,
a
no, I've
bit.
only seen a part of the first season, but my parents and my sister really, really liked it. Like they watched the whole thing, so
Oh
it's
wow. I didn't even know that show came out. Like I heard like talks of it,
Mhm.
but I didn't know it was released. And then until like just a couple days ago, and I'm like, hey, maybe I should check it out. Maybe I can binge like a season and be good. And I didn't think it was so many seasons. I'm like, maybe it's like 1 or 2
No, it's
seasons.
like four.
I looked at it and I'm like, no, can't do it. Can't do
Cute.
it. And it's animated too. So like, animated shows, I'm a little bit tougher on. Especially if it's a lot of seasons, I'm like, I can't do it myself. Just can't. But what's your favorite dinosaur?
Stegosaurus.
What was that one?
Stegosaurus.
What is that one again?
The one with the it looks kind of like yours, but instead of shell, it has the little spikes running down the back. Has the spikes in
Oh
the.
yes, the
I
Stegosaurus. There we go. That's a
think I have
really
one
good one
somewhere.
too.
Hold on.
That's a good choice too. Yeah, it has like the plate spikes on the back, right? Oh, there we go. I totally have an Ankylosaurus as well in the other room. I should have brought it in here. Uh, see, everybody loves dinosaurs. Everybody has some kind of dinosaur in their collection. Oh my goodness. See, that's
People
why
in the
this movie
comments.
can
I
do
want to know
so.
your favorite dinosaur.
Yes, yeah. Also put in the comments your favorite dinosaur. Let's have that discussion. But yeah, I hope we got our hype level up for everybody here. Any last things, last American Girl before we sign off here?
I look forward to it. I really like Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard as a team, and I think they have very good on-screen chemistry. So that's something I look forward to, and I like that they're bringing back the original characters, and I'm excited to see them work together. And of course, Baby Blue.
Perfect. Yeah, we're all excited for Blue and Baby Blue, of course. So if you're just discovering the channel for the first time out there, make sure you all subscribe right now. We're going to have tons of these pre-game shows and post-game shows as well after we see the movies, of course. And I cover a lot of movie topics on my channel, especially a lot of physical media topics, collections, unboxings, reviews, you name it. I cover it on my channel. So make sure you subscribe, turn on that notification bell, throw up some likes on this video. And this is Mega Mike the Movie Man reminding you, make every day a movie day.